Today, we take a deep dive into the wonderful, iconic, timeless, ultimate Hermes bag, the Birkin. Hermes Birkin bags are amongst the most desired and sought after luxury items in the luxury fashion industry. Their iconic look and shape, the skins and leathers that they are made with, and the amount of time and skill that goes into creating one all accumulate to create the most luxurious bags that millions would love to get their hands on. Like other iconic Hermes bags, there is a story behind the making of the Birkin. Welcome to Creme De Luxury, the place for an exceptional luxury lifestyle. The Birkin is named after a cultural icon, the singer, actress and model Jane Birkin. An English actress based in France during the majority of her career, Jane appeared in movies like Blow Up and Wonderwall, and then moved to the French film industry, playing the lead role in the film Slogan in 1969. She also appeared in a variety of songs with Serge Gainsbourg and quickly rose to fame in the industry. Even though she didn't speak fluent French, the release of the couple's sexually explicit song Je t'aime, moi non plus in 1969 solidified Birkin's status as the British-born emblem of French chic. Jane Birkin was a French-style icon in her own right and had a passion for luxury and fashionable clothing. The story goes that Jane Birkin was the mind behind this bag. The Birkin came into existence following an exchange between Jane Birkin and the former Hermes chief executive Jean-Louis Dumas, who met by chance on an airplane flight from Paris to London in the early 80s. Jane ended up sitting next to the former Hermes chief executive, and as Jane was placing her straw travelling bag in the overhead compartment for her seat, the contents of her bag fell out onto the floor, leaving her scrambling to find them. Jane claimed that her husband, Jacques d'Orléans, had reversed his car over her bag on purpose not 2 days before. Jane explained to Dumas that it had been very hard to find a leather weekend bag that she liked. Dumas suggested she needed one with pockets, and this sparked a conversation about her ideal bag. Dumas immediately pulled out a pencil and an aeroplane sick bag, and the two designed a sketch for the Birkin bag. Hermes debuted the new iconic Birkin bag in 1984. In an interview, Jane narrated in 2012 that she sketched specifications for a handbag bigger than the Kelly but smaller than the Serge Gainsbourg suitcase, which was also Hermes. Dumas, a born creator with a keen eye, immediately sketched a supple and spacious black rectangular holder with a burnished flap and saddle stitching, with a dedicated space for baby bottles. Later, when Birkin visited the Hermes atelier to see the results, Dumas gave her the finished bag in return for her lending her name to the bag, and so the Birkin was christened. Jane Birkin modelled the bag on herself, and it personified her completely, unpretentious, easy, and beautiful. The fame of the bag amongst the mega rich and celebrities exploded in the 1990s. The Birkin is the ultimate fashion statement at the top of any dream handbag list, only surpassing the Hermes Kelly. The Birkin bag features a signature silhouette, solid leather construction, and heavy precious metal hardware. Each Birkin is handmade by a single artisan from start to finish, who have a minimum of 5 years training. The creating of the Birkin bag takes up to 40 hours, and the artisans usually use traditional tools and techniques dating back to the Middle Ages. As a part of the dedication, you will find the artisan's identifying stamp next to the date stamp in a Birkin, and it is said if you send your bag for repair, Birkin will reunite it with the original artisan to mend. The Birkin bags are handmade in France. Each bag is hand-sewn, buffed, painted and polished, taking several days to finish, with leathers obtained from different tanners in France, resulting in varying smells and textures. The Birkin is constructed using Hermes's signature stitch pattern, the saddle, which cannot be replicated by a machine. It takes 2 needles simultaneously passing through the same seam to produce a Birkin correctly. If correctly sewn, the saddle stitch should never unravel. The Hermes Birkin is the ultimate status symbol of wealth, with a starting price of around £7,000, rising every year, the Birkin bag is one of the most prized possessions of the deep-pocketed few, with the likes of Victoria Beckham rumoured to own around 100, costing well over £1 million. In 2012, a $100,000 crocodile skin Birkin was reportedly set on fire by Francesca Eastwood, daughter of Clint Eastwood, in a so-called art project conceived by her photographer boyfriend Tyler Shields, an act that reportedly led to death threats. The Birkin is a boxy leather design, capacious and roomy, elegant and beautiful, sturdy, crafted in supple leather. It also features a buckled flat top and a clasp, a key and padlock fastening, and two top handles allowing you to carry it in your hand or on your wrist. The keys are enclosed in a leather lanyard known as the clochette, carried by looping it through a handle. You can lock the Birkin by closing the top flaps over the buckle loops, wrapping the buckle straps, or closing the lock on the front hardware. Many Birkin carriers also tuck the flap inside the bag and the buckle strap with the lock in the front to show the esteemed Hermes Made in France stamp. Locking keys are number coded. Early locks had one number on the bottom of the lock, but now Hermes has added a second number under the Hermes stamp. The number for locks may be the same for many locks, as they are numbered in batches in which the locks were made. The craftsman's mark and letter year of manufacture are stamped in a square on the right belt, but does not have a logo. Also, as proof of authenticity, Hermes have introduced a blind stamp made up of single letters or letters in shapes reflecting the year in which the bag was created. The stamp may have additional symbols signifying the name of the artisan or other markings relating to the exotic leathers. Previously, the blind stamp could be found underneath one of the fastening straps, but is now located on the inside rear. The Birkin interior is relatively simple, with an unlined leather interior with two internal pockets, an open compartment with a large zippered pocket and an additional open pocket. The zip has the Hermes logo engraved on both sides of the slider. It also has solid metal feet called the clou, allowing you to put the Birkin on the floor without getting it dirty. The Birkin comes in a range of sizes from 25 to 30, 35, 40 centimeters, with travelling bags of 50 and 55 centimeters. The bag also comes in a variety of materials and hides, from calf leather to ostrich leather. Among the most expensive used in the world is the saltwater crocodile skin. Each bag is lined with goat skin. The colour of the interior also matches the exterior and comes in a variety of colours, from black to golden tan and olive green. In 2020, prices for Birkin bags started under £7,000 for regular leather and reached up to £300,000 with a bag made of exotic skin and diamonds. Costs can vary depending on the type of leather and gets even higher if exotic skins are used and if the bag is adorned with precious materials and jewels. Birkins are distributed to Hermes boutiques on unpredictable schedules and in limited quantities, creating scarcity and exclusivity. However, the bag has shown up on the upscale resale market in abundance, and they are now frequently sold in second-hand boutiques and all through social media. Due to strong demand, the Birkin bag has a high resale value in many countries, especially in Asia, and is considered by some people as an instrument of investment. A 2016 study found that the Birkin bag, on average, had an annual return of 14.2% between 1980 and 2015, beating the S&P 500 index and gold in returns over the same period. While all investments have an inherent risk, the Birkin bag shows no sign of decreasing in value in the near future. In fact, the retail price of a Birkin bag has gone up several thousands of pounds in over 35 years they have been in production, signalling a strong strength of the market. In May 2017, a matte white Himalaya Niloticus crocodile Birkin with 18-karat white gold hardware bearing 245 diamonds was sold at auction in Hong Kong for more than $350,000, creating a new record for the most expensive handbag in the world. The Birkin became even more popular, and Hermes started to release several limited editions of the bag. For example, the Birkin Shadow bag with optical illusions, or the Birkin 1, 2, 3 and Away We Go, that was inspired by the famous scarf print of Hermes. Every single Birkin bag is handmade, so you will never really get two that are alike. It's almost impossible to place a special order where you can customize almost every aspect of your Birkin, and unfortunately, Hermes only allow their VIP clients to place special orders. Due to their intricate craftsmanship and meticulous creation processes, production of Birkin bags have been limited to a minimal number each year. It's almost impossible to purchase one directly from the store, adding to the tales that Birkin bags are obtainable to the average person, who can't just walk into an Hermes boutique and purchase one. To secure a Birkin bag, you typically need to have a relationship with the store. This is by purchasing things from Hermes over time, and only then you may or may not be offered the chance to purchase a Birkin if one becomes available. When non-special order bags are finished, they're distributed to an Hermes boutique, which will have a very limited quantity. The shortage in new Birkin bags makes the vintage market a lot bigger. This often means that vintage Birkins are not sold at a much higher price than a new one. If you get to invest in a Birkin, you know that they will definitely hold or increase their value over time. The design of the Hermes Birkin bag is supposedly based off of an Hermes bag from 1892 called the Haute Courroie, which was inspired by horse feed and saddle bags. Although it's difficult to imagine now, the bag was far from an overnight success. It didn't take until the mid to late 1990s, at the dawn of the so-called it bag era, for it to gain exposure. The only initial exposure that the bag got in vogue until that time was in an Hermes advertisement that ran in 1989. Starring roles in TV shows like Sex and the City and Will and Grace helped strengthen the Birkin place in fashion history. In 2001, after an episode of Sex and the City aired featuring Samantha, chronicling her request to try to skip the 5-year waiting list to get a Birkin bag, helped usher the Birkin into a new limelight, and the Birkin's actual waiting list tripled in length. Today, Birkin bags adorn the arms of many female and sometimes male celebrities. It has also become increasingly popular for stylish celebrities to subvert the precious bag by customizing it, known as defacing it. The trend has celebrities like Lady Gaga and Kim Kardashian defacing Birkin bags. And actress Candice Bergen even started a business she calls Bergen Bags, where she paints on people's high-end handbags. While Kim Kardashian may have gotten a lot of flack for having not one but two modified Birkin bags, one of which was finger-painted by her then 1-year-old daughter, it seems the bag's namesake might actually have started the trend. Ironically, Jane Birkin was probably the first to deface the bag by plastering it with badges and stickers. She's quoted as saying, "There's no fun in a bag if it's not kicked around so that it looks as if the cat's been sitting on it," and it usually has. Jane herself is currently on her 5th Birkin bag, and she is known to auction them off to charity when she's ready to retire them and move on to the next. Being associated with such an extravagant item did not sit comfortably with the down-to-earth actress, though she uses it to her advantage. Jane has got Hermes to fork out for many charities over the years, and a certain amount of money every year goes straight to her charity and will continue to do so after her death, Jane told WWD in 2011. She is quoted as saying, "We use some of the money to feed the poor people who can't afford to eat in France," and she sold one of her Birkin bags for $163,000 to help the Japanese Red Cross, so that rather trivial piece of heavy luggage has done a lot of good in the world. For Hermes, perfection is an absolute and nothing less. For this reason, the Birkin bag is not only an object of true desire for every true fashionista, but also a work of art. The Birkin is the most iconic Hermes bag, a symbol not only of the Maison's savoir-faire, but of luxury, beauty, elegance, and pure class. From Hollywood to high society, the iconic Birkin bag has become a global symbol of status and wealth. The timeless Birkin has enjoyed exalted iconic status because it never bends to trends, securing its place prime position in the history of luxury fashion handbags. This exclusiveness of the Hermes Birkin bag is steeped in celebrated history, heritage, tradition, and craftsmanship. The Birkin is a true timeless masterpiece that will become the crown jewel of any luxury handbag collection. Only if you can obtain one though. For more information on other timeless Hermes bags, please take a look at our top 5 Hermes bags video. We will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye from Creme De Luxury.